let's get the first email here. On Hey K100, on Tuesday, Patrick Clark, formerly the Velveteen Dream in WWE, released an apology video to social media. He included transcription below. For context, Clark was accused extensively in 2020 of having inappropriate kept off TV after 2020 NXT match with Adam Cole and later released in 2021. He's yet to be arrested in the last few years. He has also been arrested in the last few years for battery and trespassing. EC3 also said that he had tried to film wrestlers during a party. My main question to Conan is that given he has worked with Alberto El Patron and Marty Scurll since their own controversies in AAA, would he be open to the idea of working with Velveteen Dream? Should he look to return to wrestling? Thanks, guys, and that's from Max. Do you want me to read the Velveteen Dream's apology, Conan? It's not that long.
All right.
As you've probably seen or heard over the course of the last few years, I want to apologize for my behavior. Both professionally and personally, I always preach to those closest to me about the power of accountability and responsibility, and I take full accountability for my behavior the last 3 years of my life. When narratives are written about me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what was written about me. It doesn't matter what was said about me. It doesn't matter what's on the internet about me. I was wrong. No one should have to explain anything for Patrick Clark. No one should have to train because of Patrick Clark. No one should have to answer the questions of where is Patrick now, what did Patrick do, and what happened with Patrick. It's not your responsibility. It's my responsibility. I apologize to you all for my negative energy that is to come your way because of me. I want to apologize to the fans and those in my personal professional life that have affected by my behavior. I'm sorry. I recognize that I was losing myself and apologize to anyone that I lost along the way, anyone that I've said or offended because of my behavior. Man, I'm sorry, and I hope you all forgive me. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna accept his apology because I was offended by his behavior. Tony, were you offended by his behavior too? Would you like to accept his apology?
Very much so. Yeah.
What about you, Joe? Were you offended by his behavior?
Yeah, it scandalized me, so I'm glad to see that he's sorry.
All right, so there's really not much more here. Conan, would you be willing to work with the guy? Well, he's actually pretty over. You know, Velveteen Dream was actually a pretty over NXT character. So
I know he was over, and I like Prince.
Right.
But I'm not the Red Cross. It's not my job to give everybody work. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody's always sending me videos, you know, friends of mine, wrestlers. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. It's like, bro, you have no idea what I'm even looking for. But anyways.
And it shows a guy walking on the ropes and doing a triple Lindy flip, right?
Right. Like 50 guys do that.
Right. Is that what
this
happened?
Guy's muscular. I can find 50 other muscular guys. Why would I fly one in? You know what I'm saying?
Here's what you can absolutely do. You can look at every video of people that send that in. Okay, they all do the same thing, and literally just find the cheapest guy and just hire that guy on the cheap because
right, or not even or not even hire him. I already have him in house.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
I don't. If I'm in a band, I don't need 3 drummers. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so bro, and you know that's going back to what you're saying, Disco. We can't hire everyone or use everyone. You got to be resourceful and get the most bang for your buck. You know. Unlike ADR and Marty, I had a relationship with both them, personal and business, and they both knew that this was their last chance, and they were working under that premise, and they both been dragged, and a lot of fun has been made at their expense. Hey, that's the price you pay when you're in society, or allegedly. That's just part of everybody gets it. I don't know this guy. I've never worked for him. I've never met him. He's not on my radar right now, but you never know.
So here, and I realized what happened was I sent a lot of it to their news tips email. So there's no names except Jeremy from 411 Mania, and the following sites did not report, even though I sent them the clip. Cage Side Seats, Ringside News. This is E-Wrestling News. And Sports Kita.
What about the Dirty Sheets? Did you send it to them?
I did not send it to the Dirty Sheets. However, there was an article written in. There was an article written in your defense that I didn't mention on NoDQ.com by Mr. Tito, who wrote in defense of Disco Inferno. So there's another one.
Yeah, but no Dirty Sheets.
Put it on Patreon so that people can read it.
I did. Yeah, and the social media.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is from who we got here. Anthony Hunt, subject's question about Punk. K100 crew, greetings on some of your shows. Greetings. On some of your shows, Bischoff has come on and buried Punk. I don't hate Punk. I just feel if you put the title on him now, it'll kill the locker room. Appreciate everything he brings. My question is, should he get a title at Mania or wait till SummerSlam? Just don't want a repeat of AEW Punk. Definitely the booking has been great. Just want to know thoughts. Just hoping putting belt on Punk won't divide locker room. If you're ever in Philly, Geno's has the best cheesesteaks. Interesting. Joe lives in Philly, but you're here saying that Geno's. We'll debate this in a minute. Sincerely, Anthony Hunt. P.S. Chicky and Pete's has the best crab fries. Geno's is the best for cheesesteaks. Let's start with that, Joe. Geno's for cheesesteaks.
Yeah,
Yes or no?
Anthony's a regular. He's a Philly guy. I like his emails, but Geno's is like when you go to a town and you're not from the town and you go to the tourist place for a cheesesteak.
It's right.
You can find a better cheesesteak than Geno's on like every corner and any pizza place.
Perfect example. It's like when you come to Vegas and you go to the Gordon Ramsay restaurants.
Yeah.
Which are kind of, they're not that great. They're definitely the commercial restaurants, but they're definitely, the food's not as good as other places. What about Chicky and Pete's for the best crab fries?
They're good. I mean, they kind of originated there, but everybody makes them now. It's really just fries with Old Bay. It's not.
Right.
It's not
so
hard.
I want to make a statement here about Punk. I've actually been critical of Punk in the past for a while because, like I said, it was most of the extreme case of delusion I'd ever seen when he thought he could go win a UFC fight. But and I was kind of critical of Punk that they shouldn't bring back. But I've always been very clear that Punk absolutely has a drawing fan base that he brings to the show, and the ratings are up when he's on. You cannot ignore that, right? So whatever they do with him is like he's going to bring fans and eyeballs to the project. I don't care if they like this guy's worried should he win the belt. I don't care. I just want him to be in a compelling storyline that catches my interest on a weekly basis because he's good on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Conan, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I would agree with what you're saying. The only thing is, and I answered this before on the mailbag. Let him prove himself to the boys in the company. Giving it to him would be too quick, and I don't think would be good for morale. What's another year of redeeming yourself? Showing good faith and the chase. Now, what's the other place that's by Geno's that they were
Pat's. Pat's. They're across the street from each other.
Pat
yeah.
and Gino. Pat. So you either go to Gino or Pat.
That's a big.
Right.
That's
And
a big
they're
feud.
literally right in front of each other. Okay.
I literally think of like when I think of Geno's, I'm literally envisioning like 1985 Gino Hernandez is behind the counter, like a pretty boy guy. Hey, let me make some food. You want a cheesesteak?
Right.
What do you want to cheese?
Yeah.
And then across the street, I literally envision Pat Kenny with his Yankee hat on. And like he's arguing with the people when they come in because they're Philly fans.
Right.
He's like, "Hey, well, hey, Pat, I'm a Yankee fan, right?" That's the visual picture I get when I think of Geno's and Pat's. Is that kind of is it close to accurate, Joe?
The guys that work there, absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But
and,
and then Tony Luke's is the one that's down near the arena. That's another well-known one. But you just got to go into the neighborhood and you'll find some hidden gems.
If I managed to come to Philly for WrestleMania weekend. I would like to go to Pat's, and I would also like to go to Geno's, and I would like to. I want to do what they do, like the Portnoy does with the pizza test.
Yep.
I'll go into Pat's and I'll take a bite out of the cheesesteak, and I'll go to Geno's and take a bite out of the cheesesteak and rate them. And maybe I could actually do it with Pat and Gino right there. And if I choose, see if we could get some physicality out of it.
And if I make it known to the staff there, if they don't recognize you, you might get a snapshot taken and put up on the Wall of Fame where they put all the wrestlers and athletes. Yeah.
Interesting. From James W. McBreen, the subject is MJF contract. Hello, Conan and Disco K100 crew. Both wrestling shows on YouTube. Best wrestling show on YouTube by far. My question is, why would MJF not go to WWE? The wrestlers in AEW are his friends. They would tell him to go. WWE is the number one wrestling promotion on the planet by far, and isn't even close. I don't think MJF as a kid dreamed of being in the second best wrestling company. He dreamed of being in WWE. He has to go, right? I guess giving Tony the illusion of staying and WWE the thought that they might lose him would increase what money he gets from WWE. What are your thoughts, please? And thank you, James from Vegas. Okay. If I was MJF's advisor, all right, and I'm not his advisor, but this would be the advice I would give him. How old is he? He's only 24, right, Joe?
Yeah, let me make sure, but something like that for sure.
26.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Bro, 26. You're
still very young, very young.
Very young, okay?
27.
You're not, okay, bro, when you're like 30, when you've had a run, okay, and like you've gone through both companies, that's when like money should be the issue. It's like you see Jericho, Edge, these guys, like, when you're at the end of your career, that's when you kind of like say like, well, what's the best? Like I've done everything. What's the best money offer I have right now? And then you just take that offer because you want to just make as much money as you possibly can until you're on your last legs until you retire, right? But right now with youth, he needs to be in the WWE system. He could become a huge star and become a movie star. Going through that system because he's got the acting ability, and I just don't know like what he values right now. If it's the money and AEW's offering more money, it's like, dude, you're going to get your money, down the road, and it's not like you're going to get considerably less money going to WWE. You're betting on yourself.
Well, check this out though, because it'll be interesting to see if they would go near this number because he started. As a young guy coming over from MLW, it says here between 40 and 70 grand, right? And then he got a pay raise. It's not specific. It just says up into hundreds of thousands. And his last extension that he signed, Meltzer reported, was over $1 million.
Okay.
More than $1 million per year. Yeah. So, I mean, and the word that, remember I mentioned a couple weeks ago, all of a sudden he started saying his contract was up on the 1st. And then he lost the belt. And now they took him off the roster page. So I don't know what's happening.
Well, they buried him too. They the finish of that angle. Yeah. Okay, that buried him. Okay, because I don't know what you think about this, Joe, but like the fact that it was Adam Cole and it was kind of like the obvious choice
makes him look dumb.
Makes him look stupid. Okay, and he got beat up and stuff, and lost in his hometown.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that was like a pretty good burial to give a guy if you're sending him out the door and want to. In your mind, you're thinking you're diminishing his value, by doing that. But the fact is that was a classic burial. Would you agree with that, Conan?
Okay, but this is the way I look at it. Obviously, we'll know pretty soon. I said this 6 months ago. I cannot believe, Glenn, that even with all the other errors that have been made by that company, that 6 months ago, knowing that this day would come and you hadn't fixed it, that why would you spend all that time on MJF? Because, bro, even though because I'm thinking that they're all right, MJF might be hurt. Let's just say he is. He might be hurt. We take the title off of him. He doesn't come back for a while. Maybe he's going to WWE and it kind of generates a buzz and he comes back. Because I've got to think 6 months ago, he signed. He was probably making $200,000 and now he's making $2 million. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Right. All right. I don't know. Well,
but I think he will eventually end up there because he's done it all here. There's nowhere to go but down or maintain where you're at, where everybody's going to be coming at you. He does probably where he wants at work, with the long promos, you can tell. He's probably the highest paid guy there, one of the top 3, I would think. But you need professional growth, bro. Right. And I think he's gone as far as he's going to go there, but we'll see.
This one's from Joseph Feeney Jr. That's your dad, right, Joe?
Yes, correct.
Isn't he suspended?
Yeah, it's up. It was like what? He got yellow. He got yellow carded, but that was a while ago.
Subject is Kross promos. Hi guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you all, and Happy birthday to me. He wished himself a happy birthday.
Yeah, he did.
All right, let's give him a yellow card. Red card. Give him a week off of the mailbag. Kross promos. Where are they going with these? And is this his last chance to get over in WWE? Kross has always done great vignettes. That's his best skill.
That's a strong point.
His character is character work. And been doing these vignettes where he does very well in these. So we'll see. I suppose he's supposed to be managing the Authors of Pain or thing with them, and hopefully they just come and start just annihilating people. Would be his character arc should go. So I don't know.
That'd be great.